Disruption does not happen unexpectedly. It's one of the big things that irks me off with people is they act surprised when they're suddenly being disrupted. When something happens in the marketplace and they're like, "Oh my gosh, we didn't see that happening." No, it was the signs were all there. The signs are always there. Disruption is when we ignore the evolutions that are happening. My definition of innovation is the human response to evolution, right? That's my definition. And there's constant evolutions, small evolutions, large evolutions, fast evolutions, slow evolution. Everything within the marketplace is constantly in flux. It's constantly in change. And disruption happens when we ignore that. When we ignore all those small little changes that happen, when we are a megacorp and we ignore the small little startup that came up with some interesting little thing, but they're a small little startup. They can never steal our customers as megacorp. We have reach. We have thousands of people working on the innovation projects. How could that little startup ever really hurt us? But what they don't understand, that little startup might have just uncovered a very important thing. And if you ignore it, if you push all those startups to the side and ignore them, they're going to continue to innovate. They're going to continue responding to the evolutions that are happening. They're going to be innovating faster, easier, cheaper. And what happens is the more you ignore all the innovations that are happening, ignoring the evolutions that are happening, they're adding up until they hit a critical point. And then a disruption happens. Sometimes it affects a whole industry. Sometimes it affects one single company. Sometimes it affects one single company's department. But disruptions happen not unexpectedly. My clients I work with, whenever there's a disruption and we do a postmortem on what happened or why I wasn't aware, all the signs were there, all the warning signs were there. What they failed to do is take into account how important the early indicators of those innovative things that were happening, those human responses to evolution to other people were doing, how important all of those snap together to be able to form that tsunami that disrupted our business.